Greetings fellow Vita fans, this is James with PS Vita at 2 AM coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. Oh, I see red and green. I think we know what's coming. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of my fellow Vita Islanders. I am Juan with the Vita Yuletide. Know what I'm saying? For those who are new to this channel, this is my annual Christmas special. The time of year where I showcase multiple Vita games that I have yet to cover on this channel, giving me an excuse to showcase them, as it were. And usually I would pretend to be Santa Claus here, but unfortunately I misplaced my bag that I had from last year, and thus you just get plain old James. But hey, at least I weigh as much as Santa, so it all works out in the end. And since I'm sure you're probably tired of watching my creepy hands move up and down, let's get on to the first game. First up here, we have Earth Defense Force Portable 3, EDF. EDF. I mean, what spells out Christmas more than killing mutant aliens and bugs? I can't think of anything. Wait a minute. Humans bleed red, aliens bleed green. Merry Christmas! I'm sure many of you out there know about the EDF series, but just in case you don't, yeah, you play an Earth Defense Force, hence the name, sent to protect Earth from aliens. It's a third-person shooter, pretty much. And I know a lot of people do know about Earth Defense Force 2, but a lot of you might not know about Earth Defense Force Portable 3. This was a game I didn't even know was on the Vita, let alone had a physical release over in Japan. This is the Japanese import, of course, because as you guys know, I prefer my games physical. And one of my favorite things about this title is that it has a B-movie horror theme to it. Cheese and all, and you guys know I love that stuff. So if you like third-person shooters and, you know, want to kill a bunch of bugs, oh yeah, and save the Earth too while you're at it, then Earth Defense Force Portable 3 is for ye. Now we have on our Christmas plate the Idolmaster Must Songs, Red Edition. This is sent out to all of my music rhythm game peeps out there. Holla at ya boy! I'm sure many of you know about Taiko Drum Master, correct? This is kind of in the same vein, except you don't use any kind of touch controls with it. Though you can if you want to. Now I don't know the history about this series per se, but I do know that it features licensed Japanese music, which is one of the main reasons why I can't play any for you on here. And I guess the best way I can describe this title is that it's kind of like a beginner's music rhythm game. Very easy to learn. There's not a whole lot of button inputs in this series. Now that doesn't mean the title's a pushover, mind you, but you're probably only going to be using like 2 or 3 of the button commands to issue your commands. And trust me, if you want to get all the notes, that's where the difficulty can ramp up quite a bit, especially if you're a trophy hunter. Still, out of all of the music rhythm games that I have personally played, this is by far the easiest. And you may have noticed that I said this is the Red Edition. I don't know why I'm whispering. That's because there also is a blue version of this game, which I forgot to film on camera, so you're just gonna have to go with the stock photo. But the blue version is essentially the same game, except only the music and characters differ somewhat. Oh, and now we have blood and gore for Christmas! Truly, he got my letter. This is Berserk Musou, or Berserk Band of the Hawks, I believe in English. 'Tis a Musou game that uses the Berserk license, and I, for one, am 100% down with that. And yeah, pretty much that's what it is. It's Dynasty Warriors. You hack and slash a bunch of enemies. You're a one-man army, basically. What I do gotta say, though, about this particular version, especially since Koei Tecmo has a knack of converting everything into a Musou game these days, it seems like. However, the Berserk license is very well represented here, at least from what I've seen of it anyway. Some of the cutscenes in this game can literally last 10 plus minutes, and the art style varies from cel shaded to CG to still imagery to even just using the 3D polygon models. I like that. Also, the missions are a little bit shorter than your typical Musou games, which makes it great for on-the-go gaming. Thus, I feel Berserk fans and Musou fans alike will really enjoy this title. Okay, this is a game I've been wanting to talk about on this channel for the longest of time, and since I picked it up earlier this year, much like I did with all of the games that I'm showcasing today, I figured this was the perfect opportunity to do so. Musou, you know, because I just talked about Berserk. Yeah. Back quite some time ago, Nintendo made this franchise called Nintendogs. Do they still make it anymore? I'm not even sure. Which is a dog simulator game where you train them, feed them, basically raise them. Well, this takes that exact concept, puts it on the PlayStation Vita, and has much more of an emphasis on story. I dare even say adventure. And I was not expecting that. The way this system works is that you train your dog, build up his stats, such as speed, power, agility, and whatnot, and the more you do so, the further you'll be able to progress in the outside world to discover a long-lost treasure and legend of some like dog or something like that. I don't know, it's canine stuff. But having a dog simulator game bundled with a pretty decently compelling story, that's a pretty interesting twist. Oh, and I should also mention that your dog talks. That's just weird. Last, yet certainly not least, is Blue Reflection. This game I kind of have an interesting quirk with on this channel because for the longest time I have showcased this throughout the years on this channel, yet never actually owned it and only used trailer footage. Some things never change. And people in the comments section were saying like, hey, you should get this game, you should get it, you should get it. It's really good. So I finally found one for the right price and picked it up this year. And yeah, now I can see what they were saying. Picture now, if you will, what would happen if you got an anime magical girl theme, let's say Wedding Peach. Does anybody remember that old anime? I don't know. Mixed it together with JRPG adventure elements, as well as a school life theme, and Blue Reflection is what you would get on your reflection. Yeah, I really do think I need to hire a writer. Well, an actual good one. It's a very solid turn-based RPG that gives you, I'm not even kidding, tons upon tons of moves to choose from as you level up. And it works on this kind of sort of interesting day and night cycle, meaning that you have to fulfill certain obligations in your outside school life, which usually resorts to you bonding with friends and whatnot, just hanging out with them. And the more you do so, the further you'll be able to progress in the story. It might be a little bit of a pace breaker and padding to some people, but I enjoy the social link elements personally. And I should also mention that this game never came out sadly to the West, at least not the Vita version anyway. The PlayStation 4 version, however, did in fact get a Western release, or if you really want to go hardcore on the Vita, there is in fact an English patch for this game, if you have your Vita hacked. So just keep that in mind. Well, that just about wraps things up. As many of you may have probably noticed throughout this video, all of the titles I featured on here were in fact imports, or at least imports for me personally. Depending on where you live, these might actually be native to you. Let it be known that I am very jealous if these are in fact native to you. And I plan to cover each one of these titles in the future more in depth once Vita news ends, as I already mentioned in my future of this channel video. So certainly look forward to that, everyone. And from my house to yours, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, oh, and a Happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. The following video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people, including Phantom XRS, BMF, Hero Acer, Saul Ramirez, Ruben Gutierrez, Adam Sondi, Kyle Brooks, Joshua Williams, Dennis R. Huggins Jr., JR, Jared Haddo, Richard Cruz, E-Rock, Kevin Enright, Buzz Sayan, Pierce Sterner, Heston Joseph, Jelle, Adam Theory, Aaron Swanson, Mario Cruz, Sculpture Tugel TCG, Rodrigo Vera, Fo D, Reiko Star, Mango Man, and Matt Fox. If you yourself would be interested in supporting the channel, check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do so down there. And, nope, nothing funny to say in this end segment. It's Christmas!